Hey guys, what is up? Brendan here, aka Brenbo, and we're gonna do a modless / walk around video of the Audi TT after all the mods I've been doing lately. The last video I did like this was 4.5 months ago, so I thought it'd be a good time to redo a video like this, show you all the new mods that I have, because there are at least 15 more that I added since the last video. But if you guys want to check out the old video, which if you guys just want to give me views or something, or just want to see how much the car has changed throughout the years, not even the years, just the months, click right here. So I'm going to be saying everything, and I mean legitly everything I've done to this car. I even have a list right here, oh it's upside down, of everything that I'm going to say, because there's so much stuff that I've added to this car. So let's begin. There are always so much flies and bugs that get attracted to the car after I wash it. It's super annoying. First off, today was a beautiful day, 70 degrees. I got to wash the car one last time, I think, because it's now going to start getting really cold. First day in November when I recorded this, so it's going to start getting pretty chill. So let's first start out with the engine compartment, since I started doing a lot of engine mods before, like looks, or I should say exterior. So I won't be saying the prices for all these things because they've changed a lot actually. I was pretty surprised to see that because I went to look at that last night. The prices dramatically changed, so I'm just going to say it. You guys can look it up if you want, and so on and so forth. But to begin, a 42 Draft Designs cold air intake. And this intake, I've heard, is one of the most expensive ones, which I didn't know when I bought it. I just bought one of the, like, it looks really cool compared to the other ones, I should say. It has like a metal finish at the end of it, and it was the most expensive one, which I didn't know, but it sounds absolutely amazing. When you hit the gas, you hear it just sucking in air, and then it gives a really nice turbo spool noise, I should say, when you start to get the turbo spool. This is what I mean. It has like these little cool outlets in it, and it has this nice stainless steel piece connected to it. And the whole housing actually is stainless steel, but just has this neat little look, and I think it really makes the intake look a lot cooler. Next, which connects to the cold air intake, is a forged turbo inlet hose or pipe, whatever you want to call it. And I got that in black, but you can get it in red, blue, or black. I just got black to make it match more, and I don't know, I just don't want to look too crazy in there because I have the red going on, which I'll go over in a little bit. But this was pretty important, I guess, after getting the intake, because I was sucking all this air in, but I had this narrow pipe that was going through. So if you get both of those, it helps a lot, especially after tune. Apparently that really wakes it up, but before the tune, it doesn't do that much, I should say. But before I go any further, I have videos on all these mods in the video section under how-tos. I have every single mod video on that section. But the turbo inlet pipe was probably the second hardest mod I've done to the car, just because you had to tear so much out, and then it was really hard to slip onto the turbo when you're under the car, I should say. So that was really hard for me, at least. I had to get 2 people to do that because it was that hard. So as you see, it just connects directly to the mass airflow sensor, which then connects to the cold air intake, and it just goes way down to the turbo, and then the diverter valve connects to it, and that's what I'm going to go over next. So now I have an APR R1 diverter valve. I had a lot of people telling me that it was not the best option for a diverter valve, but I just went with it because I know APR is a really trustful brand, and that's with the brand of my tune, so I just wanted to match it, and I knew they make great products. But people said they're having issues with the spring inside. It just explodes or just stops or it sticks or something. I'm here to tell you that so far it's been great. I got it in a black finish. You can get in all silver, black and silver, or just all black. I just wanted to get black to match the inlet and then silver at the top so you can see that it's aftermarket. And that didn't really do anything that I noticed, but people say you need it just to hold the extra boost you get from the tune. Because apparently the old one can like explode or the spring can stick, and then it can really cause some boost issues. I'm not really super familiar with that. Out of everything on the car, that's probably the least. But people said to get it, so I got it, and it wasn't that expensive. So next, which really dressed up the engine, was the ECS 2.0 coil ignition coil kit from ECS Tuning. And only ECS Tuning sells this, and I thought it was super unique. It was out of stock for a while, and I was like super anxious to get this because it really makes your engine look really sick, because it adds all this red and it has these custom clips you can't get anywhere else to hold down the ignition coils. So these are the clips I was telling you about. They just screw on, and then this is the plate to raise up the ignition coil so it can adapt to the 1.8 liter engine, because these are from the 2.0 liter Audi TT, the newer one, I should say. If you guys didn't know, it's a 2.0. So it makes the coils stay higher so they can adapt. And with all this red, makes it look really custom from the outside. And if you look at the engine like you are right now, that's like one of the first things you notice is this red. And then I painted the vacuum reservoir red just to give it more red, and I had to relocate it anyway because you can't fit that cover back on when you have these ignition coil hold downs, I'm going to call them, I guess, because it's usually right here stock, but it comes with a relocation kit hose, so I just relocated it over here. So next, something you can't see that goes under or inside the ignition coils, which I also replaced when I did the ignition coils, is the spark plugs. So these are special spark plugs meant for tuned vehicles only. So I don't recommend getting these plugs if you don't tune your vehicle, because it says in the description all these plugs for stage 2 or 3 vehicles. So if you go stage 1, you could probably still use them, but they are NGK Laser Platinum Premium spark plugs. So these are one of the best spark plugs I found for tuned vehicles. Of course, people are going to say there's other options, but this is what I found most common on the forums. Next to something that you cannot see at all, and if I went under the vehicle, you would still not be able to see it that great, and that's the USP Motorsports downpipe. And it's a 3-inch downpipe, catless downpipe. So there's a huge story behind my exhaust. I might make a separate video just for it, because there's so much that I did to my exhaust, remodifying it and stuff like that. But to the point, it takes out your cap and puts another pipe in, so it's catless. And my car was already catless before that, but this made the pipe that replaced the cat even bigger, so more airflow, therefore it's better for the car. But I'll make a separate video, I think, of my exhaust setup, because there's just so much about it. But 3-inch downpipe, catless. Helps a ton, it makes you go stage 2 on the tune. Without a downpipe, you can't go stage 2. So, if you want to go stage 2, get more horsepower from the tune, get a downpipe. And they are kind of expensive, but this is one of the mid-range, the cheaper ones, I should say, but it's still stainless steel, really good quality. Another thing that connects to the downpipe, obviously, my catback. So it is a MagnaFlow Touring catback, and that's probably like the quietest exhaust from MagnaFlow, but they don't sell any other exhaust for this car that's a single outlet. I know for the dual, there's so much options, but I have the single because I have the front-wheel drive version. So I had to go with the quietest exhaust. It cost me like $1,000 or $800, $900, $1,000, somewhere around there. And it was so quiet. I was like deeply disappointed. If you go to my first videos or something, you'll be able to see what it sounds like. But basically what I did is I just cut the mufflers off, and now it's a beast with no cats or mufflers. It sounds amazing, backfires, crackles all the time, and it sounds absolutely amazing. I did save the tip though. It's pretty big. It's a 3-inch tip, and it looks pretty good, especially with this diffuser, which I'm going to talk about. But the tip looks really nice, and it's a stainless steel system, like I said, to match the downpipe, so no rust at all. Next, something that you will not be able to see even if I lift the car, and that's my tune. It's all digital. So I got an APR Stage 2 tune. I got it at Steve's European. It's a European shop like an hour away from me, and they did an excellent job with it. I have 3 maps. I have a 91, 93, and 100 octane tune. So I haven't tried out the 91 because there's no benefit of that, and I haven't tried out the 100 octane just because I can't find a 100 octane anywhere. I've tried looking and I can't find it. So I'm gonna try making my own, I think, eventually, and trying it out, because people say that like it's a huge boost, and I imagine so. It's 7 octane, which is a lot actually. Doesn't sound like it a lot, but it is. So that was for sure the best mod I've done to the car. Huge gains. You can definitely tell more than anything else I've done to this car. It's a huge difference. Definitely recommend it if you can afford it, because it's the most noticeable gain you will have on any other mod you do the car, especially if you do other mods like the cold air intake, turbo inlet hose, downpipe, exhaust. All helps a ton and gets way more horsepower when you add it too. Because if you look on any website, it'll just say adds 10 wheel horsepower, and then with the tune it'll say like adds 20 wheel horsepower, because like every mod benefits from a tune, because it adjusts the fuel to air ratio when you add a tune. And this ECU especially is really smart. You don't have to reprogram it when you add a new mod, so it just knows when to add more air, when to add more fuel, and therefore it just benefits a lot. And for tunes, I definitely recommend APR. It's the most expensive, but people have never had problems with it. A lot of people talk to me on Instagram about their tune, and they say how they got a cheaper tune, it was good, but now it's like messing up their car, and they need to go APR. So I recommend just spending the money and not having any problems with it, and just getting APR, because they're for sure one of the best well-known tuning for any Audis, Volkswagens, therefore. So I definitely recommend getting an APR. So when we're still in front of the car, I'll show you now the exterior. So this is a premium auto styling sky chrome headlight tint. I thought it added a lot of looks to the front of the car, and it definitely turns a lot of heads. So I decided to do it. The headlights already are super aged, so it takes off all like the bad looks of these headlights, because I think they look terrible too. and it really changes the look of the front of the car, obviously, and it turns colors from like blue, green, purple. It looks really, really sick. You can get these in tons of other colors, but I decided to get this just because it's like one of their most popular colors. And this is super, super cheap for just getting some heads turned and just breaking some necks. Next is not a mod, but something I painted to make the car look more aggressive in my opinion. I did this like the first month I got the car because I noticed it on the TTRS, the newer version, and that's that the front grille goes all the way down to the very bottom of the bumper. And I thought it made it look a lot more aggressive. So I just did a custom job with Plasti Dip, and I think it turned out really good actually. It hasn't peeled at all, and I did it like a year ago. And I think it still makes the car look really aggressive. A lot of people don't like it on Instagram and say take it off, but I think it makes it look a lot less like circular, because the Audi TT, the Gen 1, is like really circular and bubblish. I think it stops that a little bit. So this is what I'm talking about. I took it down. You can see the grille, I was painting it directly down, and then on the side, it's a little bit on a curve. And I just think it makes the car look a lot more aggressive. It's kind of hard to tell, but if you saw it in person, I think you would like what it looks like. Next, something very needed if you add a lot of power to your car. Not a lot, like I didn't add a ton, but definitely recommend always getting some brakes. This car came with slotted and drilled rotors, and you could just tell from looking at it that they were seriously old, and I think they just put them on right when they got the car, like from the dealer new, and they're like 10 years old. They had to be. They were rusted, it's extremely bad, and the slots were like smooth now. That's how much it wore down. If you guys know anything about brakes, thousandths of an inch make a huge difference. So I went with PowerStop's Z26 brake kit. Has the slotted and drilled rotors all around and ceramic brake pads, which really help because it doesn't make brake dust, so it makes your wheels look good. I also painted the calipers red. I don't know if you guys can tell, but drilled, slotted, and PowerStop is not very expensive, so I definitely recommend going with them if you want to get a better brake kit for your car. Next is a OEM part that's on the V6 version of this car, and I definitely think this makes the car look more aggressive because without this part, it would just be another silver piece on the car. You guys know and been watching me for a while. I'm trying to take as much silver off and add as much black and make the black pop, because this silver really makes black pop. So I got this diffuser. It's from the V6 OEM, but usually it has 2 exhausts. So I found this on eBay actually, brand new from Audi. It has only 1 exhaust outlet, which I really need because I have the front wheel drive version. So I was gonna get one with 2 holes and just go without putting exhaust in the second hole, but I found this. I was crazy happy. It was expensive because it is OEM from Audi, but it really, really changed the look of the back of the car. It's a honeycomb effect, so it's not like just smooth black, so that makes it look a lot more aggressive. But if I didn't get this, I was just gonna Plasti Dip the exact same spot, just flat black, but the honeycomb makes it look awesome. So next, if you guys know, I've been doing the carbon fiber makeover series, adding carbon fiber to the car because I love carbon fiber myself, and it looks really good on this silver. So I did carbon fiber mirror covers, not the complete mirror, just because I think they're way overpriced, and I don't have to deal with the wiring of like the mirrors, how they can move and stuff. Just put covers on, covers the whole top of the mirror. I think it's well worth it, and it's way cheaper. So these are JP Carbon mirror covers. I got them off Amazon, believe it or not. They look really, really good. Real carbon fiber. The thing is that's weird is it cuts off right here, but that's the line of the mirror, so maybe that's why. But they look really, really good. Pops out, especially with the other carbon fiber I'm about to show you now. So next, another real piece of carbon fiber, and the biggest piece I have on my car, and that's the OSIR. I think that's how you say it. It's OSIR. It's carbon fiber lip for the spoiler. It's just like a lip. It's not like a whole spoiler because it glues to my factory spoiler and extends it and makes it taller and then longer, so it makes it look a lot more aggressive. But for sure, really stands out. Carbon fiber pops, like I said, and just gives a whole new look to the back of the car when I put it on. So this is the most common lip extension for this car. It sticks out a lot more, and it's a lot fatter, so it makes it look more aggressive. Because this factory one's really short. Now looking at old pictures, it doesn't look that great now that I have this new one on. One of the most controversial mods to the car, and that's the taillights, because they're very bad in the daytime. I even had someone commented they had it, and they took it off because it was so bad in the daytime. But I don't want to take it off because the stock ones, in my opinion, look really, really outdated and they look bad. And these look like the brand new Audi TT taillights with the squares inside and look really futuristic. So I decided to keep them on. They are smoked, and I think for sure that was the biggest change to the back of the car because The regular taillights once again made it look really circular and bubbly, which I just didn't like, and these really changed the back of the car. At night they're perfect, but in daytime they're just not bright enough, but I still have that third brake light to help me out during the night. Next, a mod you just saw in my last video, and that's the Tag Your Tires tire letters. Like I said, they took about 4 weeks to come in, which is crazy. I don't know why. I was going to cancel it, like I said. It was taking way too long and just order from another company, but they came in the mail, so I just decided not to cancel. And I got them custom where the other ones wouldn't be custom, so happy about this. But they say Brenbo. I have one sticker on every tire. Like I said, I don't know still if I'm going to put another one on, so they're just opposite from each other. But I think they look really good. Make it more race car looking, I should say. And it looks good, especially when I lowered the car, because this makes you look at the wheel area more, and then you can see it's lowered if you already haven't looked at that. But I think it looks really, really sick. I like the font of the Brenbo, and it just makes it pop a little bit more with that white on the black tire. Most exciting mod I've done to this channel, and the most requested for sure. That is the SolarWorks S1 coilovers. And I for sure had a big pain doing these, and it took the longest for sure. It took about a week, but it was for sure worth it. I've always wanted to do coils on the car. It just, they were really, really expensive, and I didn't want to do lowering springs because my old struts and stuff were just worn. I think they were stock, to be honest, 13 years old, and I really didn't want to just put lowering springs and still have like a terrible, terrible dampening on the old struts. So I just manned up and just got coilovers. The front is lower than the back just because the front is a coilover and the back is a strut and a spring by itself. So the last two things in the back of the car, they're not things special or anything like that, but a carbon fiber license plate cover just to add more carbon fiber to the car, like I said. And then I got a blacked out Audi badge, and it's gloss black. I bought it like that because I tried to plastic dip it and it came out terrible. I just bought a blacked out badge. It was kind of expensive. I might do it for the TT also. I plastic dipped that and they came out great, so I don't know. It's flat black and then the Audi symbol is gloss, so I might just get the TT and make it both gloss. But it just adds some more black to the car because they were both chrome, and now I have no chrome on the car, so it looked really bad, so I just converted it to black. So here's the Audi symbol, and then the TT just plastic dip, and it came out really good. And it still has this like orange abrasive, which I don't like, which the new one would have white, I think. It's just old, so it's orange, but it still looks really good in the back of this. And then here is my carbon fiber license plate cover. Nothing too major, but just adds more carbon fiber to the car. And then I got a custom license plate 4-ring TT, if you guys didn't know. One last thing is I painted the gas cap black, and then I glossed it with a like plastic dip glosser, I should say, because it was just too big for me to leave it flat black and make it look bad. So I glossed it. Looks really good, and that was also chrome, so I had to make that black, as you guys know. And it's so noticeable in the car that I had to make it black. I couldn't leave it chrome, but it looks actually really professional, and it's all smooth and shiny. It's gloss. I don't know if you guys can really tell on the camera, but that was the last thing I painted. So that's gonna end this mod list or walk around video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you like the build already, leave a thumbs up and comment below what I should get next, because I will be getting more stuff in for this car. I don't know about soon, but I will in the future. So comment below what I should get and give me some ideas, because I really need some ideas for this thing. But as you guys know, Project Jeep coming up. If you guys are really interested in that, just subscribe. You guys will know when the newest videos for that is coming out. But I had to make this video because I've been getting tons of messages on Instagram saying, what have you done with the car and doing all this and this, and I would just say watch all my videos, because that's all they're about really, is upgrading this car. But now I can say I have a dedicated video of all the new mods, and it's up to date, so you guys can know everything that's done with the car when you guys ask that. But I'll see you guys later. Peace out.